All right, we'll kind of work through some of the parts here in question number 5. Um, First of all, it says use the following data to answer the questions below. You've got your output, your quantity, and then your list here of variable costs. So first it says calculate the marginal cost and average variable cost for each level of production. So remember, marginal cost is your change in total cost divided by change in quantity. Now, your variable costs in this situation are going to represent what your change in total costs are, because your fixed costs are of 3, and you really don't have to kind of, put that into the equation, because your variable costs are what's changing as you add quantities. So as you produce 1 unit, your variable costs are going up by 10, going up by 16. So this is really, your variable costs are what's going to change your total cost. So really we can look at the difference between, as we add a unit, 1 unit, and these are all going to be 1 unit of change. So our change in quantity is always going to be divided by 1. So for unit 1, our variable cost went up by 10, so our marginal cost is going to be 10, right? Change in variables divided by the change in the quantity here. Here we're going up by 6, and then 4, and now you can see 5 to 6, and then you can go on down and fill that out. So now what you need to do is give the average variable costs, and you said you had part A, so that's good. I'm just going to put in a few of them here. So if I take my variable costs of 10 divided by 1, okay, average variable cost is 10, variable cost divided by 2 is 8, divided by 3, divided by 20, divided by 3, 6.6, and so on. So now what you need to find is how much would the firm produce if it could sell its product for $5, $7, and 10. So you have 3 different levels. And remember, in perfect competition, price is equal to marginal revenue is equal to average revenue. So price and marginal revenue are the same. So in this situation, first one, price is $5. Okay, our marginal revenue is $5, and you have to remember the golden rule. We produce where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. And I'm going to go through a few more, just make sure I have all these. That's 7. And that's 8. It's like 9 and 10. So at a price of $5, okay, that's our marginal revenue. We got to go over to our marginal cost, and we produce, right, where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. So at a price of $5, you can come over here and see that the quantity of output is going to be 4. And now you do that same practice at $7. You got to go find which quantity would be at 7 and what it would be at 10. Okay, and the explanation is always going to come back to the golden rule: marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. As soon as marginal revenue, right, is less than marginal cost, this is where we stop, right? Stop producing. Letter D says, assuming that its fixed cost is 3, calculate the firm's profit at each of the production levels. Okay, so if you look at, you can come over here, and what I would do is put a total revenue, right? And I would put total cost. And then you can go through and start to figure this out. So assuming at each production level is determined in part B, so we got to do it a couple times. So we're going to go total revenue, and you can go at 5, you can go at 7, and you can go at 10. And how you figure out those levels and our total costs, right, are not going to change. So if you go through here, and we'll just do 1. So at $5, our total revenue is 1 times 5, 2 times 5, and you can just go, increase by 5s, 15, and on down the line. Now you increase by 7, so 7, 14, and 21, and on down, 10, 20, 30, and now you can go through and fill these all out. And to figure out our total cost, okay, right, you have to add, remember, total cost, get you there, right, is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. So our fixed is $3, right, and our variable costs right here, so then you can just go 10 plus 3, total cost would be 13, 16 plus 3, total cost would be 19. And now you can start to see, okay, so my total revenue, and I got to get down to my 4, I'm going to go 20, and my total cost at output of 4, tough to read here, 4 times 5 is 20, total cost 28, and I got that total cost because I took 25 and I added 3 to it, my fixed. So at an output level of 5, right, my total revenue is 20, excuse me, at $5 I'm making 4, right, at $5 I'm making 4, 4 times 5, that's my total revenue of $20, my total cost is 28. So at $5, my profit, actually loss here, is minus 8. Okay, so that's at $5. Now you got to go through and you got to do that for 10, or for 7 and for 10, and you're going to have different output levels. Okay, at $5 it's going to be 4, that's where you maximize. At $7 it's going to be different. At $10 it's going to be different. Okay, hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Get one more zoom in there, make sure you see it. Let me know if you have other questions.